I'm Maria, and I am so happy you're here with us again today.
Hi, Maria. It's Devendra, and honestly, I've been looking forward to this one all week.
I love that energy, Devendra. So last time, remember, we worked on greetings and making a warm first impression. You learned to say Guten Tag, which means good day, and Hallo, which is just hello.
Right, and I practiced Guten Tag at least 20 times in the mirror. My family thinks I've lost it.
That is exactly the kind of dedication that works. Today, we're cracking the code of the German alphabet. We'll learn the letter names Germans use, the famous Umlauts, and that mysterious letter beta. And then, the fun part, you'll spell your own name out loud like you're checking into a hotel.
Oh, that's actually something I worry about. Like if I'm at a hotel reception and they ask me to spell my last name, I freeze.
By the end of today, that freeze is gone, I promise you. Let's start at the very beginning. The German alphabet has the same 26 letters as English, but the names of the letters sound different. So the letters look familiar, but they're wearing different clothes, so to speak.
Aha, okay, same letters, different clothes. I like that.
Let's hear a few. The letter A is said ah, not A like in English, but a clean, open ah.
Ah.
Perfect on the first try. Now the letter E. In English, you'd say E, but in German, E is said A. Listen again, A.
E? Oh, wait, no, A.
There it is. You caught yourself, and that self-correction is huge. This one trips up almost every English speaker because German E sounds like the English letter A. Can you try it once more for me? A.
A.
Beautiful. Now here's the twist that confuses everyone. The German letter I is said E. So English E sound, but it's the letter I. Try it.
E.
Exactly. So just notice, Devendra, German E is A, and German I is E. They basically swap places compared to English.
Wait, really? That's like a little trap. E is A, I is E. My brain wants to do the opposite.
That's the aha moment I was hoping for. And getting this right matters a lot, because when someone spells a word or a name to you, mixing up E and I changes everything. Imagine booking a room under the wrong name.
Yeah, that could be a disaster. Okay, E is A, I is E. Got it.
The letter J in German is said Yacht. Not J, but Yacht, with a Y sound at the front.
Yacht.
Lovely. And the letter W. In German, W is said We. The German W gives an English V sound. So the word for where, wo, actually sounds like wo.
They. So W sounds like they. And then what does German V sound like?
Oh, great follow-up question. The letter V in German is said Vowel, and it usually gives an F sound. So V sounds like F, and W sounds like V. They shift over by one.
That is wild. V is F, W is V. Okay, I'm gonna need to drill this.
And you can. All of today's letters live in Language with Vocabulary section, so after the episode, you can tap through them as many times as you want. Now, let's reinforce what we've got before we move on. I'll say a letter name, you tell me which English letter it is. Ready? A.
That's E.
E.
That's I.
Yacht.
Ooh, that's J.
We.
That's W, the one that sounds like a V.
Devendra, you are on fire. See how much clearer that was than 2 minutes ago? Now let's put it to work. Imagine you've just walked up to a hotel front desk. The receptionist says, "Your name, please," and how do you spell it? Let's pretend your last name is, let's say, Reddy. Can you spell it using German letter names? Okay, let me try. R,
E, which is A, D, another D, and Y.
Good attempt, and I love that you slowed down. Let me help with a couple. The letter R in German is said with that soft, throaty R. The letter D is said day, and the letter Y is the funny one. It's said Upsilon.
Upsilon for one little letter?
I know, it's a mouthful. So ready would be A, day, Ypsilon. Try the whole thing slowly.
A, day, Ypsilon.
That was much smoother than your first try. And notice the pacing. When you spell aloud, you leave a tiny pause between each letter so the person can write it down. Rushing is the #1 mistake. Slow is polite.
Oh, that's a good tip. I always rush when I'm nervous.
Everybody does. Take a breath, one letter at a time. You just spelled a full name in German, Devendra. That's real progress.
That honestly felt good. Okay, hit me with the umlauts. I keep seeing those two little dots everywhere.
This is core block 2, and it's the heart of today's lesson. German has 4 special characters. 3 of them are umlauts, which are vowels with 2 dots on top, and 1 is a completely unique letter. Let's meet them. The first is e. Think of the e sound in the English word bed, that open e. The word for apples is Äpfel.
Äpfel.
Very nice. The 2 dots change the vowel's mouth shape. Without them, it would sound different. Now the second umlaut, This one has no exact English match, so here's my trick. Say the English word her and round your lips like you're about to whistle while you hold that sound.
Her. That feels strange in my mouth.
Strange is correct. If it feels a little funny, you're doing it right. A great word is schön, which means beautiful or nice. Try it. Schön.
Schön.
Oh, that was clean. Say it one more time. Hold the lips rounded.
Schön. Schön.
You're a natural with that one. Now the third umlaut, u. Here's the trick everyone loves. Say e like the English letter E, keep your tongue exactly there, and then push your lips forward into a tight circle. E turns into u. E. U. Whoa, I felt it switch. That's the exact muscle movement. A super useful word is für, which means for. Try für. Für. Almost. You let the lips relax a touch. Keep them tight and rounded, like you're holding the E but blowing a kiss. Für. 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 Yes, that second one was spot on. And this matters because u versus u can change a word completely. For example, the word for over or above is Uber. You've probably seen it in English already. Oh, Uber, like the ride app. I always said it Uber. And now you know the secret. It's Uber with that rounded U. That's your analogy to English right there. You already had the word, you just needed the German lips. That is such a cool connection. Okay, so is is the whistly her, U is the E with kissy lips. What about that letter that looks like a B? Ah, the famous one. That's beta, and its name is Eszett, or some people call it scharfes S, meaning sharp S. Here's the most important thing, Devendra. It is not a B at all. It simply makes a sharp, hissing double S sound, like the SS in the English word kiss.
So it's just an S sound? Why not write 2 S's then?
Question, and that's exactly the history of it. The beta actually grew out of writing 2 S-like letters together long ago, so it really is a double S in disguise. The classic word is Straße, which means street. The beta there gives a crisp SS, Straße.
Straße. So when I see beta, I just read it as SS.
Precisely. And one cultural detail you'll love, the letter beta is only used in German, nowhere else in the world. Switzerland actually dropped it and writes double S instead, but Germany and Austria keep it proudly.
Wait, so it's like a national signature letter? That's amazing.
It really is a little piece of cultural identity. And here's something fun. For a long time, beta only existed as a small letter. There was no capital version. So if you wrote a word in all capitals, you'd swap it for double S. They only officially created a capital beta a few years ago, and it was actually news. Germans care deeply about getting their language right.
That's so interesting. You know, in my own language, we have sounds and letters that foreigners find impossible, and we're kind of proud of them too. It's like a badge of honor.
That's a beautiful parallel, Devendra. Every language has those signature sounds that say, this is who we are. The umlauts and the beta are exactly that for German. When you pronounce them well, native speakers light up because it shows real respect for their language.
That genuinely motivates me. I want to be the traveler who tries.
And that effort goes such a long way. Honestly, since I started practicing these on Langmitra, the umlauts stopped feeling impossible. They became kind of fun. Now, let's do a rapid review. I'll say the word, you tell me the special character, and repeat the word. First, schön.
The rounded one. Schön.
Für.
E with the kissy lips.
Für.
Äpfel.
The S sound, like bed. Äpfel.
And the street word, Straße.
Straße, with the beta that's really a double S.
Flawless, all 4. Now let's combine everything in a real situation. You're making a reservation by phone. The host asks for your name and your email to confirm. Give me your first name, then spell it slowly with German letters. Let's keep it simple. Spell Dev.
Okay, slow and polite. a v. De a v.
Ooh, so close, and I'm thrilled you remembered V is Fao. For the letter V in the name, you'd actually say Fao, not Ve, because Ve is the letter W. Try again. De a Fao.
Ah, right. W is ve, V is Fao. De a Fao.
Compare that to how you spelled at the very start of today, when E and I were tangling you up. That is a huge difference in just a few minutes.
It really is. I can feel it clicking.
Now, for an email or contact detail, 2 more handy words. The @ symbol in an email, that little A in a circle, Germans say at, just like English. And a dot, like .com, is Punkt.
Punkt. So I'd say my address, then at, then the website, then .com.
Exactly right. You just learned to give full contact details in German. That's a genuine real-world skill. Hotels, reservations, sign-up forms, all of it.
Maria, I came in nervous about freezing at a hotel desk, and now I actually feel like I could do it.
That's the whole journey, Devendra. Remember, every expert was once a beginner, standing exactly where you are. Mistakes like ve and fao, those aren't failures. They're the actual path to getting it right.
I'm gonna remember that. So what should I practice before next time?
Here's your practice plan. 1. Recite the alphabet out loud once a day and pay special attention to E being A and I being E. 2. Spell your first and last name slowly using German letter names with a little pause between each one. And 3. Say schön, für, Äpfel, and Straße every morning to keep those special characters sharp. You can drill all of these on Langmitra so they're saved and ready for you.
Love it. Daily alphabet, spell my name, and the 4 special words. I'm on it.
You're going to be so ready. And next time, you'll love this. We're going to take these sounds and turn them into real conversation. We'll learn how to introduce yourself, say where you're from, and ask someone their name. Your spelling skills will plug right in when you share who you are.
That sounds perfect. Putting the letters into actual sentences. I can't wait.
It's going to be wonderful. You did fantastic work today, Devendra. Keep that curiosity going.
Thank you so much, Maria. This was genuinely fun. See you next episode.
See you next time, everyone. Tschüss, which means bye, and happy practicing.
Before we recap, one quick ask. What worked for you in this lesson? What felt hard? And what topic should we teach next? Drop it in the comments. Your feedback shapes what we build next.
One language sets you in a corridor for life. Learn language with podcast. Subscribe.